The man had just finished his exercise when his wife kicked him off the bed. You promised me you had your way with me once, then you would bring our daughter home for 2 days. Looking at his wife, covered in scars on the cold, Chen Le was utterly shocked. This scene was one he could only recall in his dreams, yet now it lay vividly before his eyes. It hurt. This was real, not a dream. Could I have been reborn? My dear wife, I finally see you again. Don't come near me. Take your filthy hands off me. You've had your way. Now, you should let me bring our daughter home. For a few days, shouldn't you? Seeing his wife's fierce reaction, he finally came to his senses. In his previous life, he favored sons over daughters. Ever since his wife gave birth to their daughter, he would constantly call her a money-losing burden. He rejected a job arranged through connection, a good opportunity. Not only did he drink heavily, but he also became addicted to gambling. After losing money and drinking heavily, his wife became the object of his nightly rage. Eventually, fearing he would sell their daughter, she had no choice but to send her back to her parents' home. I am sorry, my wife. I was not a man. It was all my fault. From now on, I will never drink again, nor will I gamble. Song Yakan, lying on the Kong, merely cast a cold glance at him. She had heard these words countless times. Yet, every time, after drinking, he would turn into a devil. Sometimes, she truly wished to leap into an ice hole and find release. But then she would recall Chen Le's words. If you dare to die, I will send your parents down to join you, and then sell the child. That single sentence was like a curse, completely binding her fate. And from that day on, she lived like a walking corpse, with no hope left for life. I truly was a fool, choosing to be a villain instead of a good man. However, since heaven has granted me a second chance, I shall never allow tragedy to repeat itself. Why? Go and bring our daughter back now. Let us live a good life together. I swear in this lifetime, I will ensure you and our daughter live in comfort and prosperity, and never suffer the slightest grievance again. Leaving these words, Chen Le picked up the family's last remaining grain and walked out. Seeing his demeanor, she thought he was going to trade it for money to gamble again. Indeed, a gambler's words could not be trusted at all. Gradually adapting to his rebirth, Chen Le arrived at old Uncle Wang's house on the west side of the village. Uncle Wang, are you home? Young Chen, what do you need? Uncle Wang, could I borrow your ground cage and fishing net? I'll return them as soon as I get back. You know, you used to be such a capable young man. Now, just wait. Chen Le easily borrowed the ground cage. After all, it wasn't worth much. About half an hour later, he arrived at the barren mountain behind the village. Skillfully, at the spots where sparrows and pheasants had left tracks, he set up his traps. He then scattered grain around the traps. This is the grain we saved for winter this year. I hope there's some harvest. Suddenly, he felt a sharp pain in his head. A series of information, including climate, formed in his mind. It turned out that after his rebirth, he had gained the ability to perceive and predict even a bird flying overhead. He could predict its direction and trajectory. Amazing! With this ability, wouldn't all the resources of this great mountain be within my control? He chuckled. He knew this was a new beginning, a chance to change his fate anew. He then picked up a pickaxe and went to a small frozen stream in the distance and began to chip away at the ice. Youthful vigor is truly a blessing. I had strength for everything. After about 10 minutes, he had chiseled an ice hole, then cast his scoop net into the water. Having done all this, he rushed into the forest without delay, relying on the information predicted in his mind. He climbed an old poplar tree. In this deep winter, only pine grove beaks would lay eggs. I'll boil these eggs tonight for my daughter to eat, to nourish her body well. After climbing down the tree, he returned to the small river. He pulled up the scoop net. Upon closer inspection, a broad smile spread across his face. The net held 2 large crucian carp and over a dozen lively small river shrimp. Hey! I didn't expect to catch anything on my first try. He carefully stored the fish and shrimp, then returned to the vicinity of the traps. However, he found no movement around. It seems these sparrows and pheasants are mostly active at night. I'll have to come back in the middle of the night to check. Although Chen Le's face and hands were already red, looking at today's harvest, he felt it was all worth it. With a joyful expression, he walked down the mountain. Meanwhile, Song Yakin also returned home before
Ma
Mayo.
也带着一个4、5岁的女童
Where's
回到了家
Papa?
里。
Why isn't he here? Why bother with
他
him?
怎么不在呀？
You'll sleep with Mama tonight. Tomorrow morning, Mama will send you back to Grandma's house. If he comes back, we two won't have a moment's peace. New, are you hungry? Mama will go make food now, alright? Over the years, because Chandler favored sons over daughters, their daughter had to grow up at her grandmother's house. Mother and daughter could only meet in secret. Looking at her sensible daughter,
偷偷摸摸的
Song Yakin couldn't help but sigh. After looking around, she discovered that the family's last remaining provision had also been taken by Chandler. New, be good. Wait here at home for a while. Mama will go out and borrow some potatoes. I'll come back and roast them for you. The little girl nodded. She sat on the edge of the coal, but dared not climb onto it. It was clearly her own home, yet it felt so unfamiliar. It seemed that in her mind, Grandma's house
在她的
was
意识当中
the place where she had been born and raised. Shujuan, are you home? Yakin, why have you come? Is something wrong? Could you lend me to potatoes? Yakin, our family doesn't have much grain left either. This month,
我们家粮食也不多了。
you've already
你这个
borrowed
月
half
在
a
我
caddy of
家
corn
都借
grits
走了半
and a
斤
small
大
bag of sorghum from
茶
us. You
一
haven't
小
returned
袋
them
高
yet.
粱米到
Just
现
two
在都
will
没有
do.
还呢。
Alia isn't here today, so I went to pick up Nunu. I didn't expect that at home. There was truly no food left. HMTH, Yakin, though you haven't before. After we both married, I've repaid all the favors I owed you. Don't blame me for speaking harshly. But your man is a lost cause for this lifetime. Who would dare to lend you grain now? I understand. Then, Shujuan, you carry on with your work. I'll go check with other families. Don't bother borrowing. I'll give you 2 more potatoes. Just this once. No family owes you anything. It's not that easy to borrow. Who Shujuan pursed her lips, said her piece, then turned and walked back inside. When she came out, swaying with she found that Yakin had already vanished from the doorway. Hey, fine, don't take them there. If you truly had such backbone, you wouldn't have asked in the first place. She hasn't even returned what she borrowed last time. Song Yakin paced around her doorstep for a while, afraid to go inside. She then ran to the woodpile at old Uncle Jen's house, on the east side of the village. Rummaging through it, finally, she found a dark, lumpy thing. This thing was called human in the northeast. Mama, what is this? New. Mama couldn't find any food. You'll have to make do. And eat this for
什么
now.
呀？
It's very tasty. See for yourself. Song Yakin picked up a bowl and drank the dark gruel inside. This stuff wouldn't solidify even after boiling. It was like grass ash, without any flavor. Seeing this, New also picked up another bowl and began to eat. Seeing her daughter suffer with her, Song Yakin covered her eyes, tears streaming down her face. By this time, night had completely fallen. At past 8 o'clock in the evening, in the countryside, everyone had long since extinguished their lamps and gone to bed. Chandler placed the borrowed scoop net by old Uncle Wang's window, leaving a fish for him. In the countryside, everyone had long since extinguished their lamps and gone to bed. Chandler placed the borrowed scoop net for old Uncle Wang by his window, leaving a fish for him. He returned home. Who's there? My wife. It is I.
是我
Open the door. I'm nearly frozen still.
冻死了。